Hey, welcome back, everybody. We are going to do some illustration here and just get some practice applying all the things that we've been learning. So we'll practice the pen tool, the width tool. We're going to practice the gradient tool, and we'll also practice a live paint bucket tool. We'll try to paint this a couple different ways. Okay, so let's try and put all that to work here. I've got this little drawing I did. Okay, this little drawing of the child. I'm going to go ahead and drag it in. So for you, you can download it. I'm going to post a link to the drawing. I loaded it in Flickr for you to grab as well. Okay, so here is my picture. I'll leave it that size. That's fine. I'm just going to, yeah, we'll just do it like that. Okay, so I'm going to make this a template just because it's easy to do. So I'm going to click over here, my layers. Let's make this a little bigger here now that I downloaded my picture. Oh, another thing about bringing pictures in, something I should let you know. As you do more complicated things and you need to do drawings, you can either embed it or not. So what this means here is that if it's embedded, it's actually put into your Illustrator file, which for me is fine. This is not going to be a huge file, and it's just going to be one drawing, and that's fine. So it's attaching, or not attaching, it's bringing in this one image into the actual file. Now, why you would have the option to not embed it, like it's not embedded right now. It's just connected to that file on my computer. Now, if I moved that file from the folder it's in right now, Illustrator would not be able to find it, and it would have a problem. But this is great for if you're doing like a lot of images, or you're doing like a multi-page thing where you have lots of images and you just don't need to save every image twice. Like have it once as just the image on your computer and have it also in Illustrator. So that's what this whole embed thing is. So for me, if I'm just tracing one drawing, I don't mind embedding it. So I'm just going to hit embed. Now it is part of the file and it's in here. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, embedding. I'm going to go ahead and make this a template. So my layers, I'm going to go down to this little drop down menu here. I'm going to go to template just because it's nice and quick and easy. I'm going to go ahead and go to the same little drop down and hit new layer. And this will just be my drawing. And I'll just call it drawing. You don't have to name your layers, but sometimes it's a good idea too if you're going to have a lot. I don't think I'll have a lot, but let's just do it. Okay, so I zoomed in, and that's Command plus as a reminder in case you've forgotten. And I'm going to get my pen tool, and I'm going to just kind of trace my lines here. So just start anywhere. I'm going to drag out my handlebars to get some nice curves going. And it's pretty much going to be a symmetrical thing. So I didn't mind using the intersect line there. Okay, so I do want to give it a little bit of a stroke so I can see my line. And I also want to take off the fill. I won't be needing that. Okay, so let's take a look at my line here. I'm going to go ahead and make some minor adjustments. Kind of get a little more maybe squared off here. And I do want to add some width tool, to the lines here. But I'll do that, I think, at the end. I just want to get these in place. So let's go ahead and go here. There's that line. Now I'm not going to draw this line twice, or this ear twice, I mean, and this line twice, because I can just, trace it. Let's go ahead and go up there. That's going to go, my curve's going to go up. So I probably need to, let's see. I don't think I can get away. Yeah, I can get away with this, maybe. Yeah, I'll just have to adjust it. Okay, then I need to hold down Option to change directions. And I think I can get this all in one curve here. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and fiddle with it a bit. And as I always say, it's just best to get the lines and the anchor points and handlebars kind of in place and then go back and adjust everything. So let's see here. I got my stroke window way down here. Let's see if I can go here. And I'm going to round out the edge to my lines. That's what I wanted there. The corners I wanted rounded. But the caps as well, I think. Let's round them all out. Okay, so I'm going to continue. Just going to go here. So you can go around there. I think I'll need a point somewhere around there. And then I think I can get one more down here. That should be good. And that's just kind of the process here. I just kind of put them in place and then go ahead and make my adjustments. Okay, let's see. I want this to be a nice little line right there. So I'm going to go around the cheek and then come all the way around here. I wonder if I can make this. There's the middle, I think. I wonder if I can just copy it so it's symmetrical. Let's see. This might be a little too big. I think I want that straight. There we go. All right, let's see here. Let's take this object, transform. Whoops, I got out of it. Object, transform, reflect. We want a vertical, and I want a copy. Okay, so there we go. So I can see my drawing isn't perfectly symmetrical, which makes complete sense. So I'm wondering if I should bring this in on the other side. A little bit. Let's see. All right, we'll see how it plays out. Okay. Let's... Oh, you know, I should not have done the line of symmetry until I did my width tool. But, well, we'll deal with it. Okay, so we'll deal with that later. Okay, so I think that's all I would want symmetrical anyways in this thing. I think the rest should be asymmetrical. Okay, so let's get his little eyebrow. Maybe even his eyebrow. Okay, maybe his eyebrow should be symmetrical as I say that. I see one more thing. Got these little hairs here. So when I want to start a new line, I just click off of it, off of the line I'm currently on. Whoa. How to control handlebar. So click off of it, back on. All right. Let's get the eyeball. So this I should just make a ellipse. Holding down Shift. Looks about right. Okay. And yeah, we'll leave it like that. So I'm debating whether I just want to make this a black circle. I'm not sure why I wouldn't. Let me flip it. And then I have those little shines in there, so I'll go ahead and do the shine on the other one. I want to rotate you, I want to grab you. There we are. Okay, let's go ahead and... I don't need that one. Let's see, let's try and grab all these at once. So I'm holding Shift. So I got the little kind of eyebrowy looking thing, line, the ear, the eye, not the shine, because I'm just going to copy and drag that over. And I'm going to go Object, Transform, Reflect, Copy, moving, and then holding down Shift. There we go. That did it. Okay. So obviously, because I drew this by hand, it's not going to be perfectly symmetrical, so you can see things that are off. But in Illustrator, I want it to look a little cleaner. That's kind of just a choice. You can, if it looks too symmetrical, and you don't like the way it looks, no, you don't have to make it perfectly symmetrical. But, you know, I'm a fan of the tricks to get things done faster. So, go for it. And there's his nose. I do not know why it reverted back to having a fill and no stroke. Not sure why I did that. That's okay. I'm not really worried about it. Oh, interesting. So there we go. So weird things just happen. I'm not sure. I probably did it, I'm sure, somehow. I don't know why that wasn't 1 point like the rest of him. But I want him to be the same thickness to start out with. Okay, and now the mouth. And right here, when I'm trying to make these symmetrical, I'm just looking at the handlebars and trying to match the bottom handlebar with the handlebar on the other side to make it symmetrical. Again, not that it has to be, especially, you know, mouths could be, you know, they could be all different. It could give them character. Maybe I will do that, actually. Now that I see the sideways smile. Not that he has a sideways smile or anything, but it does kind of give him a little personality there. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Also, let me go ahead and make that. I was toying with the idea of making his mouth straight because it kind of really actually is more upside down all the time. But it looks so sad in an illustration that I couldn't bring myself to do it. Let me just see what it looks like straight. Now he looks worried. Yeah, I'll give a little sideways smile. Okay. All right, let's continue here. Okay, now I got to decide, do I want this to be a point or rounded? I think I want to keep it kind of soft and round. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go here. I'm going to make my 1 point right there, a little bit above where it turns. And then I know I'm going to have to go back in and bring this handlebar in. That's okay. And I'm going to do my other handlebar, man, I can't speak, right there. And I know that's off. And this one we will make a point. So I will change directions and go up here, something like that. All right, I'm going to zoom out a bit. Okay, let's adjust that mess. Go here. I'm going to shorten this handlebar. I want it not to cross the one I already have in terms of like the handlebars further or crossing to keep it kind of smooth. Let's go ahead and bring this down now. And let's bring that, let's see. Okay. There we go. I'll do the same thing here. Keep it kind of rounded. And again, I know it's going to give me problems when I try and do my point, but I'm getting my points in the right place is what I'm doing. And I guess if you're not sure, it just comes with practice. And hopefully by doing tutorials like this one, you can kind of, get familiar with how the pen tool and handlebars act. Okay, now see when this handlebar crosses this one, it's going to create that curve like that. So I want it not to cross because that's not how I want my line. Okay, so let me see. I'm looking up here and I'm seeing the ear not quite crossing there. And I want to make sure it's closed. Okay, moving on. Does it really matter where I start? I don't think so. I'll go. I do want this to be a sphere. Let's get the ellipse tool here. Hold down Shift. Move this in place here. Okay, now that I have this in place, I'm going to go ahead and go to the eraser. I'm going to go to the eraser. I'm going to hold down. I'm going to go to the scissors tool. And while it's selected here, I'm going to go ahead and click where I want the line to be broken. Go here, click again. Now I've got another segment, so I can get rid of it here. So let's go there. Actually, I'm going to go to the black arrow. Get you out of there, but I can delete it. There we go. All right, back to my pen tool. And since I'm here, I might as well work on the hand. Okay, I lost my path. Back to 1. I guess I didn't lose the path. I lost the stroke. Okay, Option to change directions. Get a little point here. So let me just take it all the way. There we go. And my settings are changing. I think as I switch tools here. It looks too thick. I just want this to cross here. I think it's close enough. Okay, either way, I want to take these, not that one, but those two, and then I want to cap them and corner them around. Okay, moving on up. Simple line there. Try that again. I dragged out the handlebar strangely. Here we go here. Coming around this corner here. Let's see if I can pull it off. Okay, no, I'm going to go like this. Right there. That is what I'm going to do. That'll also help my illustration look like it's like the hand's going inside. Okay, let me fix this here. Crossed a little too much. There we go. Okay. Let me get this line right there. And I forgot this line on the sphere here. Let me... I'm going to just make it, and it was getting kind of crossed in here with the other lines, so I just made it, and then I'll kind of plop it in place and adjust it. Okay. All right, we're getting there. Just grabbing lines as I see them. V to deselect. V to deselect so I can make new lines, and look at that. I messed that one up doing it too fast. A, bring it down a little. P is for pen tool, in case you forgot. Option, switch directions, bring it over here. Option, switch directions. All right, I'm going to put a curve right there, put the line handlebar there. Keep going up. There we go. Let's put all our tools to use here. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, I'm going to go here. And I'm going to go ahead and make this line. I'm not sure if this is what I want to do in the end, but let's see. I'm just going to get this line in place. Then I'm going to use my dashes, which I don't normally use. Having trouble with this handlebar. Okay, I'm going to bring it in a little. I'm trying to make it a little more parallel to the curve over here. Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens when I go to the stroke over here. Okay, I'm trying to adjust my windows. Sometimes they want to adjust and sometimes they don't. I don't know why the swatch one does not want to adjust. It's just... There, it got worse. Okay, so I'm going to put it above for now, so you can make sure you see it. I know the bottom gets kind of cut off. Okay, and let's go ahead and click on dashed line. And let's see. Do I want it even like that? Let me close my layer, take that off for a second. Kind of defaulted at 12. I don't mind it. Let me up it a little bit and see what happens. Okay, I want the gaps smaller though. The line's a little smaller as well. I'm going to go back to 12. I think 12 is actually a good size. And I'm going to try the gaps at 6. That's close. A little larger gaps. I'll try 8. I know it's not going to land right on my right on what I drew, but that's okay. Now definitely I'm going to want to size these up. At least it's 2. Okay, we'll leave it there and see what happens. All right, back to the pen tool. All right, now I've got this 2-point thing going. I'm going to go back to 1. You know, 2 looks a little closer. I might actually move everything up to 2. I might actually do that. All right. We'll see. Okay, coming down. I do want it to be a little wavy. I want it to be a perfect curve here, so I'm going to go out and then back out, and look at that. I'm on my dashed line. It's okay. I'll fix it. Option to change directions. Bring it in over there. All right, and let's go ahead and take off dashed. Okay. Cool. All right, changing directions there with option. You know, I'm going to bring this all the way around here like I did the other one. So I'm going to change my drawing style a little bit there. So it looks like the hand's coming out of the sleeve. And let's go ahead and fix this. So when doing something like an illustration, I mean, it is usually better, almost all the time, to draw it by hand first. Most people are, and I mean most, like just about everybody, is better at drawing by hand than they are just drawing straight into Illustrator. Now, it does kind of depend a little bit, you know, what if it's really graphic, like graphic style, not graphic, you know, bloody or anything. If it's really graphic, maybe, you know, you could go straight to Illustrator, but almost, I would say, like 99% of the time, you really, really want to just go and draw it first by hand and then go into Illustrator. And if it does end up being, I forgot to change directions as I talk. If it does end up being something you can do in Illustrator, it's almost always better anyways to start working from a drawing. It just, you can think faster. We can think faster. We can think better with a pencil. But if you're doing anything that's highly illustrated, you know, even if it's a graphic design project, but it's really got a illustrated style in it, just most of the time you just want to draw it by hand and scan it in or take a picture, depending on what you have available to you, and just go ahead and, you know, work from your drawing. I'm gonna make his fingers a little bit chunkier here. Try and get my curves correct here. There we go. That looks a little better. Okay, I can't really see his thumb thing, but I'll draw it in there. Okay, make sure to miss anything. Okay, I'm going to make all those lines thicker. So just some minor adjustments here, and then we will move on to the next part. So I'm going to go ahead and, the thumb looked a little fat to me, so I'm going to go ahead and make it smaller. I got to kind of adjust the sphere a little bit. I think I did it enough, but let's go ahead. I'm going to make all these lines, I'm going to select them all and make them 2. I think 2 fits my illustration a little better. Yeah, I'll just go fast and do it the easiest way. So I'll go there, select all the lines, go to make the weight. Let's just do that. Go to 2. There we go. There we go. That feels a little better. Okay, those still don't have strokes. Okay, that's good. And I'm just going to give it a little once over because I might have crossed some lines now that I made them bigger. This one's slightly crossed. And not too bad. I thought it'd be worse actually in terms of lines crossed. All right, very cool. Okay, there he is, ready to adjust and do some more coloring too. Okay, we will do that on the next video, and I hope you guys got a little good practice doing the pen tool, and I'll see you on the next one.